Welcome to this first tutorial. In this tutorial we're going to cover basically how to set up IP addresses on Cisco router interfaces and how to test for basic connectivity. As you can see, we have 3 routers here set up, one over a serial link and the other 2 connected over a crossover cable on the fast Ethernet. We're going to start off by configuring router 2. And let's power it on. As you can see, the image is self-decompressing. You gotta give it a second to load. And you're gonna enter no because we want to configure the router manually. To be able to access privilege mode, we have to type in enable. Hit enter. Now we're at router #, which is the privilege mode. Privilege exec mode to be exact. You want to first analyze what interfaces are available to us, so we can do a show IP interface brief. As you can see, we have 2 interfaces available: fast Ethernet 00, fast Ethernet 01. The hardware, they both passed the hardware tests. As you can see, they're both administratively down, and they don't have any IP address assigned to them. To configure anything on a router, you have to do it from global configuration mode. To access global config mode, you must type in config space T and hit enter. As you can see, the router prompt changed from router # to router config #, letting you know that you're in global configuration mode. Most of the time, your best friend when it comes to programming a Cisco router is the question mark. Whenever you're not sure of a command, or you need help looking up something, you always can use the question mark, and it will give you a list of all the available commands in that given mode. Since we're interested in configuring an interface, as you can see, you can use the interface command, which allows us to select what interface to configure. So I'm going to type in interface FA, which stands for fast Ethernet 0/0. I'm going to hit enter. As you can see, the router, the prompt has changed to router config -if, letting you know that you've entered interface configuration mode. Let's assume now that we don't know what the command is to configure an IP address on the interface, so we're going to use a question mark again. As you can see, you have the list of commands, and by the way, the majority of the commands here are just the more basic essentials. The full iOS has a list of many more commands, but since we're using a emulation software, basically is watered down to just the necessities. We're interested in configuring an IP address, so as you can see, the IP command allows us to configure Internet Protocol on the interface. So we're going to enter IP address space, and we're going to enter the address that we want. Let's assume we're going to use a 10 network address, 10.0.0.1, and it's an unsubnetted network, so we're going to use a 255.0. Whoops. 255.0.0.0. Okay, we're going to hit enter, and you just configured the address on the router interface. Now, the router interface is still administratively shut down. The only way to to bring it online is basically to negate the shutdown command. You negate any command in Cisco iOS just by simply typing no, and you just type shutdown and hit enter. As you can see, the interface changed the state to up, but the protocol isn't up because the interface on the other side, which is connected to, has not been configured or has not been enabled. Let's go ahead and configure the interface on router 0. Let's power router 0 on. Go to the command line. Let's wait for it to boot and be ready. Okay, the procedure is basically the same. And enter global configuration mode. interface mode, enter IP address. We're going to enter 10.0.0.2, hit enter. Automatically configures our interface. Now we have to bring it online, and as you can see, the interface fast Ethernet 00 changed to up, and the line protocol on the interface also changed to up, meaning that both the state and the protocol are up. Means the interface is ready to route traffic, basically. To verify this connectivity, we can use the show IP interface brief command again, and you'll see the fast Ethernet 00 with this set address is up and up. Now, if we want to test connectivity a little bit further, to make sure that we can actually communicate with the other router, I'm going to issue a ping command, which has to be issued from the router # command. We're going to ping 10.0.0.1, and we're going to wait for a reply. Yep, here we go. The original one failed because it was trying to establish a connection, but if we try it again, it should be completely successful. Well, that's basically rounds up the first tutorial, just configuring basic interfaces and just doing a basic connectivity test. Thanks for watching, and tune in for the next tutorial.